All right, Tim, today you had mentioned that it is the weather alerts is the focus today. A lot of great technology out there now to make things a little bit easier. I'm always harking on my friend Andrew, directs the show every day. He still hasn't bought a weather radio, but he always holds up his phone and say, well, I get it here. And I always have to remind myself, you spread the wealth when it comes to getting the information.
Yeah, that's true. The one thing that we always tell people, it's good to have multiple ways to receive warnings. We've got a whole list of different ways you can get them, whether it's your cell phone or if it's a weather radio. There's a lot of extra information that comes in on TV and regular radio as well. So it's good to have multiple ways to get those warnings. Typically, when I've gone out on damage surveys after a tornado, and I talk to the people that have had a tornado warning for their location, the main thing I've always been told from people is it was their phone going off that made them aware that something was going on. A lot of times people are busy in their day-to-day routine, whether they're doing some kind of yard work or housework, and they probably have their phone on them. They might not have a weather radio nearby. So while both are really good options to have in order to get you information the fastest, from what I've heard, a lot of people trust their phone or have their phone nearby more often than a weather radio.
Yeah, not surprising. I mean, most people do have it, and for better or worse, most of the coverage area that you guys cover probably has pretty good wireless signal, but it's still always good to have that backup plan in place. I'm sure you remind everybody of that.
Yep, yeah, definitely. And a couple other ways, people, the outdoor warning sirens are another way that people have kind of relied on information or getting warned that a tornado is coming. Just remember that those are meant for people that are outdoors and not necessarily to be something that wakes you up at 3 a.m. with your windows closed. Going back to the cell phone, the Weather Service doesn't have an app that we use or promote. But there are things like FEMA has a free app that you can sign up for your county to get warnings for your spot. And then a lot of the local TV stations have their own apps as well, which will send you free warning information as well. So just get that information, particularly for severe thunderstorm warnings, because those won't trigger with the wireless emergency alerts. It's good to know that those storms are severe if they're coming in, and you want to be able to be warned about that.
Yeah, we do see quite a few severe thunderstorm warnings each year, so definitely one to be prepared for. In any case, watch or warning, having that plan in place, though, Tim, along with having your alerts, is got to be part of the process here.
Yeah, having that, a lot of times people are tied up with doing different things, and they might not be paying to the weather forecast as much. That forecast will change throughout the day. So what you hear in the morning might differ from what, we're starting to see early afternoon. So stay up on the latest information that we're putting out there. And, if the skies start looking darker than what you're expecting, take a peek into what's happening with the weather and having an idea of, is this going to be a day where I need to get to my shelter or get my family to a shelter?
All right, something that's changed over the years, Tim, is the impact-based warnings, where you're able to kind of really tie in. And it's something that when I was out there touring with you, something that you showed me, that you can get right in there and draw down pretty specifically what you think is going to be the affected areas here. So tell us a little bit about the impact-based warnings.
Yeah, so first off, a warning means that storm is there, and it is severe or producing flash flooding, or there's a tornado that we're either seeing on radar, we're expecting to see a tornado touch down soon, or it's about to happen. So just know the difference between a watch and the warning. The warning is that storm is there. So within the warnings themselves, we have different levels that we can take those warnings to. We try to reserve the higher end levels of these warnings for the situations that are really dire. Particularly with the tornado warnings, we started a base tornado warning, which is what every tornado warning has been in Wisconsin since this program's been rolled out. But on a day or when a storm is producing a tornado that we believe to be EF2, 3, maybe even 4 or 5, we push that up higher to being called a considerable damage or catastrophic damage, where people's lives are really going to be impacted by the tornado that's coming in. So it's just a way for us to put that information out there for what level we believe that storm is at that point. So that also applies with flash flood warnings and severe thunderstorms warnings as well. You'll hear different verbiage coming out of the warnings based on what level we're at.
And no matter what level you're at, when a warning goes out, you need to find your safe place. I mean, that's bottom line. While you have these different levels, it's really the bottom line is that safe place.
Yeah, it's just a kind of a different way for us to be able to, say what level of a warning it is, whether, we're seeing things that are really concerning and we want to shout however we possibly can to say this is really, really, really bad, that kind of a scenario. But anything that gets a warning is considered to be a serious situation.
Fantastic. Good information as always, Tim.